Democrat candidate for the United States Senate. First things first, I would like us all to thank John and Courtney for having us here tonight. For coming, especially on short notice. We've been calling this guerrilla campaigning, and that's really where we're at with 75 days left to go in a campaign. So I know a lot of you know who I am, but I'm going to just kind of tell the rest of you where I come from and why I'm doing this. I would really like you to adopt me as a native Butte girl, but I was actually born over in Billings, and I've been hiding from that for years now, and it's out. The secret's out. But I come from a family that represents all Montana families. And being a teacher in Butte, I can definitely say that I come from a family that is the same as the families of the students I teach. My parents were divorced. We sometimes depended on food stamps and government assistance to make ends meet. We often drove vehicles that you had to work on longer than you actually got to drive them, which made it very difficult to get to work. My family has issues that all Montana families have, and that I know for a fact our Butte families have, because I teach their kids and I know our families. Issues like divorce and poverty, mental illness, drug and alcohol abuse. And the reason that I have dedicated my life to education, I don't know if you knew this about me, but I'm a math teacher over at Butte High School. The reason I have dedicated my life to education is because we all know that education is the key to overcoming poverty and adversity. And every single day I go into my classroom and I tell my students to make the investment in themselves so that they can get good jobs and have a better future. I truly believe that. And those of you who know me know that I love teaching as the one job in my mind that really does shape a better future in concrete, tangible ways every single day. And by taking a leave of absence and stepping into this role, I am making, in my mind, a huge statement that I believe Washington, D.C. can be fixed. I believe that Washington, D.C. can work for us, and that Montana has a chance to set an example for the rest of the country. We've already sent one senator that's a regular working class Montanan. And if we send all our entire delegation as working class Montanans, maybe, just maybe, the other 49 states will say, oh, well, that was a good idea. Stake in this election. What's at stake in this election is who controls the U.S. Senate. I'm not talking about Democrats versus Republicans. I'm talking about millionaires and billionaires versus the middle class. Our opponent, Congressman Daines, doesn't know what it's like to have to take out student loans for his kids. He thinks it's okay to slash Pell Grants, and he's not worried at all about student loan interest. I have $24,000 worth of student loan debt still to this day, even though I graduated 13 years ago. So I feel like I can say that I relate to most Montanans who are actually concerned about student loan interest and Pell Grants. Congressman Daines would cut programs that our families depend on, like Social Security and Medicare. And I understand that our friends and relatives across Montana depend on those to get by. I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. And the fact of the matter is that Congressman Daines is out of touch and just doesn't have any idea what that's like. So I'm asking you for a lot. I'm asking you for your blood, sweat, tears, and money. A lot of you have already seen my TEDx talk where I said, if I can do it, you can do it. And all you have to do is show up and say yes when you're asked. If you haven't seen that TEDx talk, I encourage you to go and look at it. It's really at the essence of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I have been asked to do a job, and it is my honor to travel across this great state talking to Montanans about the issues that are important to all of us, and being the voice that says, we deserve more. We deserve more. So you've already shown up tonight, and I know lots of you have said yes and written a check and written down your information on how you can volunteer to this campaign. I know some of you have questions about what this is going to look like. I would like to introduce to you my campaign manager, Clayton Elliott. I see myself, and many people who have asked me to do this, see me as a person who can bridge the gap between different factions in Montana who have argued over issues in the past, because we are united in the purpose of sending a regular working class Montanan to the United States Senate. I've asked Clayton to come on this journey with me because he has been working very hard for longer than I've known him to bridge gaps and start conversations between people to get jobs done that help us all. And he actually quit his job so that he could take a leap of faith with us and say, we know that this can be won. We can do it. This is largely going to be a do-it-yourself campaign. We're going to ask for you to give money. We're going to ask for you to register voters everywhere you go. When you go to the grocery store, the person who is your clerk and the person who bags your groceries, talk to them about the issues that are important to all of us. Ask them if they feel like they have a voice in this democracy, and they will say no. And you can tell them, now you will. Calling you to make phone calls and to knock doors, and just everywhere you go, continue having this conversation about sending regular working Montanans to Washington, D.C., who will protect Medicare and Social Security, who will guarantee access to affordable, quality health care, who will guarantee access to a quality, affordable public education. You know, the things that we all care about as Montanans. Keep that conversation going, and we together will win this. Thank you so very much for coming. It does my heart good to be in my hometown, and I'm going to continue going around and just giving each of you a big thank you for coming. So thank you very much.